ओम नमः शिवाय, श्री गणेशाय नमः। नमस्कार, मैं चंदन कुमार मिश्रा अपने आज की कक्षा में आपसे और भी कुछ महत्वपूर्ण विषयों को साझा करता हूं। आप इन सारे प्रस्तुति को मेरे YouTube क्लास चैनल ID @चंदनमय पे YouTube पर सर्च करके देख सकते हैं, गूगल पर सर्च करके देख करके सीख सकते हैं। तो कल मैंने एक प्रश्न कक्षा के अंत में साझा किया था कि कुछ उदाहरण द्वारा सिद्ध करें कि साहित्य, संगीत, कला, ज्ञान से व्यक्तित्व महान बनता है। इसके ऊपर आप लोगों ने कुछ लिखा होगा। आप इनको सहयोग के लिए व्हाट्सएप का मेटा AI का भी यूज़ करिए, एप्लीकेशन का। उससे आपको बहुत सारे सवाल का जवाब मिलता है। वो भी आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस बेस्ड एक अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म है जिनसे बच्चों को पढ़ाई लिखाई में मदद मिलता है। तो आप इन क्वेश्चंस को लिख करके उसमें टाइप कर सकते हैं और वहाँ से भी मॉडल आंसर को देख करके सीख सकते हैं। आगे चलते हैं। एक अभ्यास सत्र है कि अपने मोबाइल फ़ोन पर गूगल प्ले स्टोर से हारमोनियम ऐप्स डाउनलोड कर लें। अपने मन में गाने की धुन सोचकर या गाते हुए हारमोनियम के बटन धुन में छूते रहें तो गाना का धुन पर भी बज सकता है। ट्राई करिएगा और भी एप्लीकेशन डाउनलोड करके सीख सकते हैं। बात है कि यूनाइटेड नेशन कन्वेंशंस ऑन ओशियनिक coastal area disaster risk reduction amid global warming and climate change for preparatory disaster management for all oceanic border countries would certainly increase the credibility of United Nations Disaster Risk Reduction Program. At United Nations Disaster Risk Reduction YouTube channel, you can search in YouTube by typing at UNDRR, then you can watch the video presentations presented by United Nations Disaster Risk Reduction about that particular topic of interventions performed by United Nations institutions to support humanitarian society across the globe during different kinds of disaster for instant relief and rehabilitation related activities. So for effective organization management, senior executive assures monitoring and evaluation and supportive supervision for performance appraisal for effective human resources management. So supportive supervision, monitoring and evaluation, performance appraisal are tools to assess the performance by any person working for any organizations or individually so that related accreditation, certification, honorarium, awards, remunerations are granted to the person for their intellectual services across the globe. दिनांक 10 फरवरी 2026, स्थान भवनपुरा गांव। सेवा में राष्ट्रपति भारत सरकार। प्रतिलिपि प्रेषित है सेक्रेटरी जनरल संयुक्त राष्ट्र संघ, अध्यक्ष संयुक्त राष्ट्र संघ आम सभा, मुख्य सचिव भारत सरकार, सूचना एवं प्रसारण मंत्रालय भारत सरकार, जियोमी कॉरपोरेशन इंडिया ऑफिस, संसद टीवी, PIB भारत सरकार, विश्व व्यापार संघ भारत सरकार, अध्यक्ष यूनाइटेड नेशन कन्वेंशन ऑन ट्रेड एंड डेवलपमेंट, अध्यक्ष यूट्यूब भारत, अध्यक्ष गूगल इंडिया, वित्त मंत्रालय भारत सरकार। नमस्ते भारत, मैं चंदन कुमार मिश्रा हूँ। मेरी यूट्यूब क्लास चैनल ID कोड @चंदनमय है। आप कृपया मुझे मेरी बौद्धिक लेखन, टाइपिंग और प्रशिक्षण प्रस्तुतिकरण कार्यों हेतु भारत सरकार द्वारा निर्धारित दर से सर्विस टैक्स और अन्य प्रकार के स्टाम्प ड्यूटीज के टैक्स डिडक्शन एट सोर्स के उपरांत मुझे मेरी उपार्जित संपत्ति, आय और पारिश्रमिक प्राप्त करने में सहयोग करें। द्वारा चंदन कुमार मिश्र, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी स्नातक 2009, तनाव प्रबंधन प्रशिक्षण। पता देवी मंदिर के पास श्रीमती रमावती देवी एवं श्री कन्हैया मिश्र के मकान में, गांव भवनपुरा, ग्राम पंचायत आलमपुर गुनपुरा, पोस्ट ऑफिस मुबारकपुर भुसौला दानापुर, थाना कार्यालय फुलवारी शरीफ, प्रखंड अंचल फुलवारी शरीफ, जिला पटना, राज्य बिहार, देश भारत, पिन कोड 801505। माई फ़ोन नंबर इज 8860827901। My current email ID is vidyavandana kendra@gmail.com. PAN card number is AXJPM5342D for tax deduction and source related obligations fulfillments. I would like to put forward a question like United Nations Human Resources Management Program could enroll and award work opportunities to the human resources consultancy firms, companies, colleges for campus placement and job grants project with World Bank, International Monetary Fund, International Labour Organization, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, United Nations University, and others organizations of the members nations of the United Nations to support human society by humanitarian services for peaceful sustainable development and development inclusion by providing biodata making training, employability skills training, and interview training, and job interviews conduction to help aspirants to approach job fair and government labor enrollment office for job, and aspirants could apply on job portal or submit curriculum vitae to companies for participation in interview and job selection. So how could United Nations support for global employment mission? You can share your perspective in this regard or discuss debate panel discussion with experts to assure effective and sustainable human resource management. Next question, I have written it on 20th February, like proof that leadership with foresight of disputes resolution paves the way for secure sustainable development of the global humanitarian society. Periodic review of bilateral and multilateral partnership agreements, United Nations conventions and treaties would enlighten about aspects of amendment and revision of terms of references required to improve its enforcement for peaceful progressive diplomatic partnership among the members nations of the United Nations with positive aspirations of peaceful world order along with continuation of humanitarian relief services and human survival support services urgently required for peaceful sustainable development of the global humanitarian society. Members nations of the United Nations should print currency and use special drawing rights to meet their national demands and international financial requirements periodically. Sri Ganeshanama, you can discuss these topics. Next question is, I have written it on 23rd February, like United Nations Development Program, UNDP, consultancy to International Monetary Fund, World Food Program, World Economic Forum, International Financial Corporations, United Nations University, World Trade Organization, United Nations Human Rights Council for Refugee and General Population, United Nations Institutions for Training and Research, International Development Authorities, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, United Nations Convention on Trade and Development, in OCA, Organization for, you can mention, then United Nations Resident Welfare Associations, World Bank, and central financial institutions of the members nations of the United Nations would be productive to evaluate progress report on achievement of Sustainable Development Goals 2030 and planning nations action plan to assure technical and financial services delivery to the members nations for inclusive development and survival supporting humanitarian services delivery to the global humanitarian society. Elaborate means explain various aspects of convergence activities for consolidated global action towards peaceful, progressive humanitarian services delivery to the global humanitarian society at global and local level. Next question I have written on 25th February. You can discuss because various Indicators are already mentioned in these questions formed presentation. You will have to interpret various statements or words mentioned in these questions to explain your answer. It is so simple. It requires exhibition of your arguments and interpretation skills. You can easily learn about these things preached in this format. So you can translate in your respective language of understanding. I have written it on 25th of February. The question reads as follows like review the various aspects of application of following statements of prospecting proposal correspondence like hello world leaders, humanitarian services providers, and intellectual writing representation training and reporting services providers, government of India team, United Nations team, and World Bank group team. Congratulations for your good job. To assure obedience of your aims and objectives, to sustain humanitarian services delivery to the global humanitarian society. Kindly work safely with United Nations support. Greetings for prosperity and symbiotic relationship. Kindly review my YouTube class channel ID at Chandan My Vidya for technical and financial cooperation agreement between us. Expression of interest for technical and financial cooperation agreements for film production and distribution of produced film by Chandan Kumar Mishra, myself. So how this process could be accomplished, you can discuss, you can explain. For feasibility analysis and technical audit of the presented presentation. So next question, I have written it on 26th February. Like kindly knowledge audit the following knowledge statements and prove that maintenance of the law and order for life safety and livelihood security through better organization management, reforms and regulations by intelligent analysis of basics of joyful and justful financing in general administrative accountability practices in non-partial manner with aims of natural living rights protection of human society and assurance of our human rights and securing our natural justice, fulfillment of justified responsibility, and grants donation of economic assurance for united action for manpower management, administration, and monetization for knowledge processing business services through training on technology for nature protection mechanism implementation by welfare democratic governance model governed every independent country including India and management of public services with peaceful action for professional career promotion, economic prosperity, and social scientific sustainable development of every individual human beings and offering life-saving humanitarian services on the basis of baseline survey and life survival skills capacity building training and resources allocation in all inclusive manner along with concurrent monitoring of progress of welfare programs implementation in member nations of the United Nations in accordance with United Nations Charter, international laws and acts and policies framed and implemented by member nations with support from international community as per the mandates and provisions of the Constitution, as well as assuring climate change and global warming related risk reduction, life safety tools and techniques adaptation, and promptly disaster management are often appreciated by global intellectual society. You can listen again and again to understand to answer, or you can understand that is enough for the first time. Next thing, the question reads as follows, like critically analyze, elaborate various aspects of given logical statement and prove that government of socialist democratic republic nations sustains management of mankind's security by helping humanity is assured by care and management of lives and livelihood. So care and management of life and livelihood. It requires optimistic and sensitive thought process, suggestion, obedience that everybody should wait to take decision unless the feeling of anger melts into cool and kind compassion to provide humanitarian services for sustainable and inclusive development peacefully to the human society in all members nations of the United Nations and India with United Nations continuous technical and financial support and justful symbiotic beneficial cooperation partnership among members nations of the United Nations to serve vulnerable population, victims population and normal population from uncertain risk of climate change, global warming, violent classes related security, communicable diseases related crisis of epidemics, and other kinds of humanitarian crisis and other kinds of disaster management services. As and whenever such humanitarian services are required anywhere in the reported area of the world in accordance with United Nations Charter, treaties, convention, protocols and international laws mandated provisions. Next question, I have written it on today. Like explain various aspects of application of following appealing letter of statement. Okay. Hello World Bank. Kindly support United Nations Human Rights Council and United Nations Councils for Human Rights Protection of Refugees and members nations of the United Nations, World Health Organization and India to receive all essential particulars list of healthcare products and services granted by World Health Organization, support and consultation to serve healthcare services for various kinds of NCDs, non-communicable diseases and communicable diseases and healthcare emergency requirements in consultation with generalist and specialist healthcare services providers of the government and administration of the members nations of the United Nations and India. Kindly support members nations of the United Nations and India for all essential particulars required support for various sectors of the economy and humanitarian relief services with public services delivery sustainability. You can translate and explain and discuss, advocate at multiple forum of discussion with media or academic discussions. Got it? Probably you might have got it. Or you can get got it. Or buy got and use it differently if you understand differently. If you understood then you can mention it differently. Otherwise got means buckering and got means you understood it. It is based upon your understanding how you understood it. The next question, elaborate various aspects of application and a scope of work maintained and mentioned in following proposed terms and conditions of proposal letter of expression of interest for technical and financial knowledge processing and training services partnerships. Agreement by stress management trainer and author Chandan Kumar Mishra myself. So I am sharing you a draft of terms and conditions. You can draft terms and conditions for various proposed agreements accordingly for the subjected matter of promotion of goods or services. So I am sharing you a draft terms and condition drafting letter for execution of any agreement of interest and cooperation. So question reads as like elaborate various aspects of application and scope of work mentioned in following proposed terms and condition of proposal letter of expression of interest for technical and financial knowledge processing and training services partnership agreement. This is the subject of this letter by a stress management trainer and author Chandan Kumar Mishra. So come to the point. Hello World Bank and world leaders of the United Nations and Government of India and member nations of the United Nations and potential stakeholders. Best wishes for your effective humanitarian services delivery to the global humanitarian society. I am Chandan Kumar Mishra, author and stress management trainer, sharing my knowledge processing, writing, and training services related partnership proposal to you for your kind review and consideration with details and description of following mentioned proposed terms and conditions for our symbiotic partnership for self finance or sponsor or scholarship based and grant donation based human personality development program. Proposed terms and conditions you can kindly conduct my training classes available on my YouTube class channel ID at CHANDANMYVIDYA Chandan My Vidya for students, aspirants, and employees at your recommended and authorized training center with provisions of profit sharing partnership proposal herewith with following terms and conditions. Number 1, if you are interested to conduct Chandan Kumar Misraj means my classes on stress management and personality development for person associated with you at your training center, you will have to advertise with co-branding of your organization with my YouTube class channel ID at Chandan My Vidya and our associates supporter from Government of India and members nations of the United Nations and United Nations institutions. Our internet based available courses are content enriched with more than 1400 pre recorded and online internet available training courses presented by Chandan Kumar Mishra, myself, and my associates with provisions of separate course duration for separate course. Dedicated or decided fees for every individual participants for fees range between 1000, 5000, 11,000, 21,000, 51,000, 81,000, and 1 lakh 10,000 for multiple individual courses and courses compilation for preparation of UPSC mains essay writing, answer writing training courses and or a sponsored scholarship based grants donation from Government of India, United Nations and members nations of the United Nations for a special course for a special group of training participants for the presented training courses on the pattern of United Nations academic research courses on governance, administration and management of public services delivery to achieve Sustainable Development Goals 2030 proposed by United Nations Development Program UNDP. Peaceful humanitarian services delivery oriented diplomacy and international relations, human rights protection, disaster management, and other courses on stress management and personality development training certification and employability skills development training, interviews, training, and recruitment support related separate courses. Number two, you will have to register and perform admission test and admission process for admission of interested candidates for a special course. Number three, you will have to conduct digital classes with digital smart board, projector screen and computer system, laptop computer system, and a smartphone device with internet with Wi-Fi connection. 4. Admitted students for the course duration. You will have to arrange proper training, fooding and lodging facility for course conduct for participating students, aspirants, and on-job training employees enroll for a specific training course. Number 4, you will have to conduct practice test exams on periodic interval duration, weekly test, monthly test, quarterly test, half yearly test, exam practice set test series. You will have to conduct exam answer sheet evaluation and publish result for all exams. You will have to provide training to the students, aspirants, and on job training employees about model answers discussion as per the exam conducted on Union Public Service Commission main exam question paper pattern. Number 5, you will have to support students, aspirants, and on job training participants to receive training in separate training batches. Number 6, you will have to provide printed training class notes, pen drive audio visual training classes presentation to the students for my training classes available on my YouTube class channel ID at Chandan My Vidya. Number 7, you will have to provide training certificate to the students, aspirants, and on job training workers for a special duration with progress report card and qualification certificate for attending a special course exam pass result for course or participation on their success. Number 8, you will have to support candidates to develop their curriculum vitae, means biodata, presentation speeches, and help everyone participants to record their audio visual training learning presentation by video camera or mobile phone and interview video to upload and post online on separate YouTube class channel ID for every participants as their unique knowledge ID code. Means you will have to create a special YouTube class channel ID code, means unique knowledge ID code for every students, participants, or on job training employees participating in my classes on stress management and personality development so that they can learn and they can present their learning, their audio visual presentations, their auditions in their specific and separate YouTube class channel ID code. You will develop them, you can support them to develop their own YouTube class channel ID code. Got it? So that they can present their learning and exhibit the qualities and skills acquired during the process of training, that how they have groomed their personality by participation in my this training program to assure that the personality of that beneficiary human is developed up to the extent as per the capacity and hard labor performed by the participants during the course duration. So number 9, you will have to share technical and financial progress reports on periodic interval with us, Chandan Kumar Mishra, myself, and associates decided by Chandan Kumar Mishra, myself. Number 10, for above mentioned services, the course fees distribution between your study center and us would be 70% and 30%. Means you will collect and own 70% of the course fees collected from participants for participation in the training program so that you can arrange printing and distribution of study materials, pay your staffs, conduct courses, conduct examinations, and you will pay 30% royalty for each participant's fees collected at your center. On this franchisee model, business and service opportunity to you. You might be hired for government job also in due course of time for effective services after accreditation from National Skill Development Council NSDC program and other associated programs. So for above mentioned services, the course fee distribution between your study center and us would be 70% and 30% respectively between your study center and us, as knowledge services delivery partnership for every individual candidates for the specific training course after completing taxation process as applied by Government of India. Assume 10% tax is applied by Government of India, then you will own 60% of the business volume or revenue generated through this partnership agreement at your center. You will pay 30% to me, 10% to the Government of India as tax, and you will own 60%. In that 20 or 30% you will spend for conduction of training program, and 30% will be your profit. Got it? I would like to repeat it again. For above mentioned services, the course fee distribution between your study center and us would be 70% and 30% respectively between your study center and us as knowledge services delivery partners for every individual candidate for the specific training course after completing taxation process as applied by Government of India and or government of the members nations of the United Nations. So you can conduct this online participation and partnership agreements anywhere in the world. These are the beauty and glamour of this knowledge processing partnership, the charms of personality related with conduction of knowledge processing partnership with this internet interfaces across the globe. Next, for above mentioned proposal for knowledge processing and stress management training and humanitarian personality development training services partnership between or among us. Number 11, you can share your organization profile, curriculum vitae of deputed officer, annual reports of your organization for last 3 years, audit reports of your organization for last 3 years, other certification details, video documentary, online video link of your organization, and other documents related with students, aspirants, and on-job training participants, employees with us for monitoring and evaluation and supportive supervision for quality assurance and technical support with our knowledge processing intellectual services. 12. You can discuss on above mentioned facilities, scope of work, and proposed terms and conditions to negotiate suitable terms of reference for productive knowledge processing intellectual services delivery partnership between or among us. So above mentioned terms and reference related drafting I have shared with you. You can draft accordingly for promotion of your products or services or for assuring commencement of justified international agreements of partnership or cooperation with your prospective candidates or international associates. You got it? Probably you might have got it. Otherwise you can learn again and again, watch this video again and again to understand the presented justified logical arguments and framework for effective partnership for knowledge processing service agreements. So with thanks, presented by Chandan Kumar Mishra, myself, a stress management trainer and author. YouTube class and ready at Chandan My Vidya. Messaging classes 8860827901. Current residential address Chandan Kumar Mishra, श्रीमती रमावती देवी एवं श्री कन्हैया मिश्र के मकान में दूसरे तल्ले पर भवनपुरा गांव में देवी मंदिर के पास। पोस्ट ऑफिस मुबारकपुर भसोला दानापुर। थाना कार्यालय फुलवारी शरीफ, जिला पटना बिहार। पिन कोड 801505। You can follow following hyperlink to view my previous published books online to buy these books at your convenience. For Blue Rose Publications, Amazon, Flipkart and Flipkart. 2 books are available on Flipkart, and in this manner you can assure obedience of partnership agreement between us. You can watch my YouTube class channel ID @चंदनमय विद्या। मैं चंदन कुमार मिश्र हूँ। मेरा यूट्यूब क्लास चैनल ID @चंदनमय विद्या। ओम नमः शिवाय। श्री गणेशाय नमः।